Hello and welcome to the Happiness from Within tour with Mike and Uncle B. Join us as Mike, Shannon, and I discuss what traits create that happiness from within. In times of uneasiness and unrest, there are people that still remain happy. How do they do it? Are they born with it? Do they acquire it? Is it a choice? We're going to discuss all that with a little excerpt from Tim the Bonsai Tree Man. So a plant like this took 4 years, and it was transplanted how many times?
This is probably like 3 times.
3 times. And it was transplanted 3 times. And what's Cooking with Shannon? In this episode, Shannon is going to take us from her garden to the kitchen with 2 great recipes we know you're going to love.
That was very good.
This?
Yes.
I don't think we showed it. I don't think we showed you all this. This is, what's it called, honey? Docos with a D. The meal preparations are done. Your spot at the table has been reserved. We have been waiting for you. Welcome. It is time to discuss and examine those traits that create happiness from within while eating a great meal prepared by Shannon. How can some people be happy all the time? Remember, you are part of this discussion, so please don't hesitate to comment. Get ready, everybody. It's the Happiness from Within tour with Mike and Uncle B, and what's Cooking with Shannon? So, what are we having tonight, Shannon?
So I had some extra herbs and wanted something healthy. So I'm doing sort of a combination of a healthy Alfredo with a pesto lemon sauce.
And is this a recipe that you found?
No, I had some herbs and some lemons, and instead of putting nuts in the pesto, I'm gonna do some lemons and garlic and cheese and some Greek yogurt instead of heavy cream.
So this is a Shannon
creation. We're gonna call it a healthy pesto Alfredo, maybe?
Healthy pesto Alfredo. So everybody, it's Shannon's very own recipe, her own sauce. Right now she's doing the chicken. And it's what's Cooking with Shannon, and we have a special guest coming in tonight. So tonight's dish consisted of chicken, sun sugar tomatoes, yellow squash, zucchini, mushrooms, basil, parsley, and lemon. Do you always do that with the chicken?
I do, yes. And I'm going to put some garlic, some salt, pepper, and onion powder on the chicken. And I have the pan heating up with a little bit of spray. So while that's doing its thing, we're going to start making our sauce. Now, so I had some extra herbs in the garden, so I wanted to do something that was a little healthier. So I'm going to put some basil, fresh parsley, some lemon juice, some lemon zest. We're going to mix some Greek yogurt and maybe some chicken broth, maybe to thin it out a little, along with some Parmesan cheese. So let's get started. I've already put together.
What is this called again?
So I'm calling it pesto Alfredo, healthy pesto Alfredo.
Everybody listen. Mike just got here, and he's going to cook with Shannon. But when I asked him if he could cook, this was his answer. So can you cook?
But again, I can, but I have a wife, so she does, and I'm never home.
Is that beyond words?
I am speechless.
All right, go ahead. Teach them how to make this. Let's go.
We
Go ahead,
are
guys.
making a made-up sauce. I took herbs from the garden. So we've got some fresh basil and some fresh parsley, and we're gonna add some Asiago and Parmesan. Yes, and she loves it.
Is that the best?
Parmesan Romano, and we're gonna add that in. We're gonna pulse it and make a little bit of the start of a sauce.
Are you doing that over there?
Yep. But it's just pulsing.
And chicken is making. There we go.
Okay, so once it looks like this,
All right, hold on. Go ahead. I hit the chair. Go.
then you can start adding some of the rest of the ingredients.
This is one hell of a kitchen too, by the way.
Thank you. We'll tell you all about it. We'll tell you all about the kitchen.
So we use some Greek yogurt and some fresh squeezed lemon and zest.
Use your words.
Zest.
She's gonna kill me one day.
I know.
I'm gonna get poisoned.
I am.
Don't worry, I got you covered.
Yeah, all right.
There you go.
They might be in cahoots. I don't understand. I don't think what's going on here.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So lemon juice, salt, pepper, garlic, whatever spices that you want. Fresh garlic. Fresh minced garlic.
Now, not to get yelled at, but isn't that chicken getting too cooked?
You are gonna get yelled at.
What did you say?
You are gonna get yelled at.
Well, look at it. Looks little.
That's
It's getting like
what do you mean?
it's getting kind of brown.
The side that's cooking does not look done.
Okay.
The side that's cooking.
That's why I get home when dinner is done.
Okay, oh, a nice green, healthy, lots of protein, and lots of veggies. Or herbs.
So this is a pesto.
This is, no. So pesto has nuts and oils, and we didn't want to do oil, and we didn't want to do nuts. So this is Greek yogurt instead of that, and some cheese and herbs. So sort of, but not really.
But it's definitely a Shannon mixture.
Yeah.
Like you came up with this.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So did you know you were going to get dinner like this?
I'm sorry?
Did you realize it was going to be dinner like this?
No, I did not.
I'm glad you stopped by.
Yeah, no, I did not. It's very
cheese.
interesting, and yeah.
And a little bit of low sodium chicken broth.
So how much did you add there? Ooh, look at those eyes.
A smidge.
A smidge. So the next time you go into Williams-Sonoma, tell them you're looking for smidge measuring cups. Smidge.
I'm sure that chef will understand that.
That is the truth.
A smidge.
Alright, now let's add some vegetables.
No, I didn't realize this was going to be like all this.
Well, really,
Okay, though.
So here's the deal. So everybody, we talk about people that have found happiness, their own inner peace, things that they have to do, things that make them happy. Shannon, it's cooking. It's cooking.
There's a lot of people that get too.
Yeah, and then
My
earlier.
wife loves cooking.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Cooking,
And that's
baking, yeah.
and then earlier we found Tim, the bonsai tree man, who his whole yard is full of bonsai, and we're going to take you there on this show today too. So, but right now we're going to do the What's Cooking with Shannon, and then while we're eating, we're going to tell you all about Tim the Bonsai Tree Man. All right, what's going on, Shannon?
I poured a little bit of chicken stock to deglaze the pan.
Because it was burning.
Because it was burning.
Was it?
No, it's not burning. I'm using oil.
Because you put the oil in because you said it was burning?
It was burning.
No oil. So yes, the pan was getting a little. It was making the chicken look how golden brown.
Good for there too. Hold on.
It's right. Oh, they're all right here.
Good. I don't know if I
Golden
got
brown
it.
chicken. Where's missing?
Here, push this in.
I'll move that stuff if you need.
Yeah. No, it's good. All right.
So, yeah, so we're gonna cook vegetables. That is why this is all healthy. Vegetables, protein, herbs, garden stuff.
All right, how are we doing now?
Good, we are doing fabulous. Oh, you know, we'll add some sea salt. Actually from the Mediterranean Sea.
Beautiful.
Now, do you normally eat healthy?
I try, but then you get off the, the stress and all that other good stuff, and the potato chips and the pretzels, and I was craving combos the other night. So
Combos.
Combos for
So, but you lift and you're like really healthy.
I try to. I mean, but yeah,
But you eat bad stuff.
You jump off the wagon real quick. Yeah, you're gonna stay on the healthy kick if
you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a bad couple weeks to months. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
So you're a stress eater.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Stress eater too. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, stress.
Eater. Yeah.
Eater, trigger, stress.
Yeah.
Are you a stress eater, Shannon?
Oh my God, yes.
So stress is what does it for you, really?
Absolutely. Well, no, stress, happy, social.
So,
I was really a big long list.
she's just an eater.
I'm just an eater. I just enjoy food. Okay, so we're also having tacos.
You got a duck?
He doesn't know what it is. I know.
Tacos, which is a Greek, something we had in Greece. It's fantastic, to say the least. So here I have some tomatoes that I have halved and put with parsley, some Tuscan herb olive oil, and fig habanero balsamic, a little bit of sugar, and stirred it all up. Now we are going to, so tacos over in Greece had a big chunk of bread in it, most of the places. We're gonna use croutons,
Hold on. Show
same
me.
difference. The real hard dry bread. Add a little bit of sugar because our tomatoes aren't as sweet as they are over in Greece. Put it over top.
Wow.
And add some feta cheese. You can do capers, olives. We're just adding feta.
Now, are you restrictive? I mean, obviously not if you're telling me you eat combos.
Restrictive as in what?
Like, I don't eat carbs, I don't do this, I don't do
I
that.
don't eat fish.
Really?
I don't like fish.
No fish.
I don't like fish at all. I'll eat pretty much anything else.
Any kind
But
of
no-
fish?
I don't eat fish.
None?
Period. No.
Not even like salmon or anything like
No.
that?
Nope. No. I've tried many different times, and I think when I was little, I got scalloped out. Scallops, yeah, I can't. I'll try it every once in a while, and I still can't. Even the stuff that they say tastes like steak. No. Nope.
Yeah, right.
Nope. I've always said if a cow swam, I ain't gonna eat that either. The chicken and beef every day.
Okay, so this is the Shannon creation.
Shannon creation.
And one more time, what's in it?
it is it's a lemon pesto Alfredo. Healthy Alfredo.
That looks excellent.
Oh, really? It's really good. We had it the other night. Enzo was here for Father's Day. And she's like, this is what I shoot for What's Cooking with Shannon. I'm like, absolutely. Everybody's going to want this recipe.
Yeah, and it's seriously, I looked for one online, and I don't know, maybe it's a weird combination, but I couldn't find one anywhere, and that's kind of weird.
Wait, you couldn't find anything with...
All of these things in it, because I didn't want heavy cream, I didn't want oil, I didn't want the nuts. I just wanted something that was a little bit healthier, but still had lots of flavor to it.
Okay, what are you adding now?
Some spinach.
Nice. You spinach?
Love spinach.
So veggies, you're right
Oh,
on.
yeah, I'll eat any vegetable.
So really, the only thing is fish.
Fish, yeah. Yeah, I just don't like the taste at all. But I'll eat, all the vegetables that everybody hates, broccoli, spinach.
So then sushi's out of the question.
No, that's fish.
It's the male version of Shannon, because it's like, well, no, it's fish. Okay.
I think worse, that's raw fish.
Yeah. Wow, this is looking good. Let's get a shot on this.
Yeah, lots and lots of vegetables.
Now, will you add the chicken to that? Or just go over the chicken?
So I put the chicken on top last time I did it. So however you want to serve it.
I don't know, is that what we did? You put the I can't remember.
The chicken on top.
We just remember that it was unbelievable.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You could get some pasta.
In fact, Enzo's going to be a little mad that
Little jelly.
he's going to be a little jelly. How we doing?
Good.
That's the finished product.
So no pasta? Yes, pasta. No pasta.
He's saying no pasta.
No, any pasta, no. That's plenty, quite honestly. That's great.
Okay.
With those tomatoes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I got some tomatoes in there too.
So if you want to add pasta, you can add pasta, right? Shannon?
Yes. Yes, you can.
All right, everybody, let's get to the table and let's start our talking about happiness from within and how you find that. Are you born with it? Can you acquire it? I don't know. What do you think? Are you born with it?
I think it's a choice. I think you make a choice if you want to
Really?
be happy or miserable.
Shannon?
I'd have to agree.
Which one?
100%.
Which one?
Choice.
You make a
choose.
choice.
Yep. You choose.
Well, if you read my book, it says you choose. And I think you choose too.
I agree. I think it's a choice.
Yeah. Every morning when you wake up, you either have coffee or you don't.
Or you be miserable.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Too many people that should be happy because they do have a lot of things are so sad, and that's obviously they're choosing to be that way.
Well, what do you think it is, though? Like, what do you think makes them that way?
Mindset. I think it's a mindset.
Do you think they're unhappy with their lives, even though they have so much? Or...
I think it's very possible. I think, stuff doesn't make you happy. I think it can make you happy sometimes. I mean, definitely. But I think ultimately, you either enjoy things or you don't.
My big question is then, what is your advice, both of you? What is your advice to those people? You can't just say, oh, we'll choose to be happy. Well, that's not going to happen.
Medicine.
So what, medicine, he said medicine. Without medicine, what actions or what, I have my belief on this. So I'll say mine after you guys say yours. What would be your advice to try to tell somebody to help them be happier?
I don't know. make choices. Maybe get up and move a little bit, get your blood flowing a little bit. I know for myself, I feel a lot better when I wake up and go to the gym and sweat and move versus the days that I can't make it. I'm definitely a little more lethargic and miserable.
So exercise.
I think exercise, definitely. The way you eat, I think that the better that you eat, the company that you surround yourself with. If you're with a bunch of people that are not the happiest, change your environment. Hopefully, if you're financially able to.
No, for a fact, they say exercise is a definite mood enhancer. So that for sure, I think. Shannon, what do you think?
Say, do something that makes you happy. You're obviously doing something that is not making you happy.
So you mean for work, or do you mean in life? What do you mean when you say that?
In life in general, just do something else. Do an activity that makes you happy. Do anything. Just something that makes you happy, because what you're doing is not making you happy.
So you think it's your day-to-day activity?
Sure. I mean, people stay in bad relationships, people stay at bad jobs that they don't like because they feel they have to. And you don't have to. Change your situation.
Go ahead.
No, I completely agreed. And I know the argument is always what's on the other side. Is it, the grass isn't always greener on either side. Maybe the financial, maybe the fear of change. There's a lot of people that don't change their jobs because they think that they're in a really rotten scenario, but then they get into what they think they like, and that's actually worse.
Definitely the people you hang out with.
Oh, definitely.
I think if you hang out, and there's that thing that says that there's if you look at the five people that you talk to most, that's what you will end up being. And I think that's true. And I also think that they're so consumed with themselves if they're not helping others, because that's a huge one. I mean, if you look at your profession,
Yep.
There is no bigger downer than what you do.
It can definitely mentally bring you down.
Right? There's no bigger way.
My profession is so much mental, and you're trying to help others get through a really hard time. That mentally it can really bring you down, and you have to figure out how to maintain at least some positivity, specifically when you're outside of the funeral home.
So how do you do that?
For me, there again, it's the gym. It's the if I can get on a vacation, just to get away for a couple days. I absolutely love being on a cruise ship.
Really, that does it.
Oh, I love it. I don't even have to be around people. I could just be sitting around the water and the ocean and the sky and just the serenity. Absolutely, it clears your mind. But you're definitely the people that you surround yourself with. They can either bring you up or bring you down.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Tim, the bonsai guy. He seems very content, very happy with his life. And do you think it's the hobby? So do you think if people had hobbies, they would be happier? Like something other than work, something other than your family, something that's just for yourself. I think that makes you happy.
I think it makes some people happy.
Was what he does a hobby? Or
Yes, he has a job. He has a
Really?
regular job too.
Oh, I thought that was his job.
No, that is not his job. That is his hobby.
Wow.
So the bonsai trees is his. It's a hobby. I do not think that's his job, because he'll say to me when I get home from work.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm thinking that's his hobby. Look at this, Shannon. 60 years. This one is 60 years.
I can see that. Every time I turn around, there's more.
How cool this one is that the trunk twists.
Say it again?
How cool that is, the trunk is all twisted.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like this trunk straight up, and this trunk is all
Tim,
twisted.
now how did you twist the trunk on this?
Talking to Mike.
I'm sorry.
So again, it's I don't like to golf, and just to be able to sit and do something. I like working with my hands, put it that way.
What?
250 years old.
That's crazy.
But I never.
Truly amazing, right? Like, this is the coolest thing. I'm so happy that we met Tim, the bonsai tree man, in the strip district.
I saw the.
So this one here, check this out. 20 years to get this.
So you started that 20 years ago?
No. I bought it for somebody else. I have my
Anything can be bonsai. So if you see this is an oak, did he say?
Yeah.
So this oak, he's gonna take it and he'll start to bend it, and then he'll dig it up and it'll become bonsai. Just saying that when people come to buy trees off of him, they end up becoming bonsai lovers, and they all want to learn how to do bonsai, which I'm totally hooked. I'm totally hooked. I think like this, as in filming and singing and entertainment, I think that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I always can go back to singing. So singing is something that is a constant for me. Mm-hmm. I can always, and so far I'm 60 years old and I can still do that. So to me, I think that's what makes me
Oh, for sure, that's yours.
sustain happiness. So I think it's a hobby. I think, I don't know, because that's what we're here to find out. We're here to, I called it, I don't know, did you see that I called it the happiness tour?
Yeah.
Do you like that? I don't know if you like that or not, but the happiness tour. Like, we're on the happiness tour to find out how people acquire that and sustain it. And I don't know, what do you think? Have you always been a happy person, like all your life? Do you think you were born with it? Or do you think you made a choice one day to just be happy?
I made a choice one day.
Really?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I agree.
You did too?
Yeah. There's a lot of people do not think that I'm happy, probably just because of my facial expression sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm a very content person. Look, I love the work. I'm a workaholic. I really enjoy what I do. You still need those outside things, just my wife and dinner. My wife and I will go to dinner every Saturday if we can.
That's it.
Every Saturday. Well,
Yeah.
I'd like to go out more, but she's very regimented, and this is what she does. So we go out every Saturday. Work. If we can go on a vacation here or there. If you're on vacation, how can you not be happy?
Right.
Literally, I don't care where you're at.
Well, no. Let me tell you something. I have vacation with people that were on vacation that were not happy.
They're miserable.
That were not, like, you were in a beautiful setting and you're fighting and you're not happy. And I cannot understand that, not to save my life.
Not in the least bit. I don't understand how you can be, and again, I love the water, the beach, all the sunshine. One of the most unique trips that I was on that was just absolutely mind-blowing, and you couldn't not be happy, I was at a conference at Yellowstone Park. Well, actually Jackson Hole, but we took a tour through Yellowstone, and just to see and I'm not a nature person, but just to see the nature, the bison, the elk walking down the street.
Oh my God.
So I tell her you like the earth, I like cement, because I am not a nature person. Now I'm becoming more and more nature. I like the beach, I like the ocean, but I'm not a woodsy, let's go camping. Right. This one, go ahead.
Yeah, I love it.
No, my camping's in a hotel with a pool.
That's good. So we were up north and we were Sasquatch hunting with his son, and we came across this campground. And it had a swimming pool, it had bocce courts and a horseshoe and restroom facilities, the whole bit, right? It was very nice. And I said, see, this is 5-star camping. But you were still in a tent.
Yeah.
You're still in a tent, but you had everything. So as long as you have, my camping consists, I do bring a mattress, I'm going to stand an air mattress.
You clamp or you just
No, in a tent, but with an air mattress. I'm not sleeping on the floor. I'm not that.
I've done that
rugged.
once.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'd
It's
like
horrible.
that. Yeah, I don't think I'd like that. But the rest of it, oh my gosh, sitting over a campfire at night with the stars, waking up to coffee that has cooked over the campfire all night is so good.
Nancy and I, when Nancy had first started, my wife first started going to Tucson, Arizona to a guest ranch, a dude ranch.
Okay.
And once the city started growing, they moved over to the ranch that was across the mountain. They had 3,000 acres of desert, gorgeous.
Wow.
So when we started dating and really got involved, and I started going with her. That's phenomenal. You're being in the middle of the desert, fires, and then something different every night. But I went back to a room with a bed, a toilet.
Right.
So wait, you can't. Well, you went
There was no
outside.
camping. There was no camping.
Yeah.
They had haciendas.
Oh, okay.
But you had to walk, and it was very, there wasn't TV. You had to go to the clubhouse to watch TV. But they had a lot of outdoorsy things. You're out riding your horses. But yeah, I agree. You wake up in the purity.
Yeah.
It's the first time
So nice.
that I have ever seen a sky as clear. It was the first time I was in Tucson. I mean, you can literally see the stars. You can see the
Every
planets.
star.
First time
Every
I saw
star.
a shooting star. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing.
You've never seen a shooting star before?
You know, see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you're not safe. No.
But it was absolutely amazing to see. There was one of the space stations.
Oh
You
yeah.
actually saw a space
Yeah.
station
Really?
pass by. Yeah.
Yeah.
I only went camping once. I took Enzo when he was little.
Oh my god, you
And-
have to hear the story.
Well, I'll get to the whole story, but so we're going camping, and he's a Cub Scout, right? So when we get to the campground, all the dads are sitting drinking, and they're waiting for me. And obviously, they could tell I've never camped before. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "We're waiting for you because we want to see you
You're the
do this.
entertainer.
We want to see you set up your campground, your tent." And I'm like, "Listen, I can do this. I can camp." So I proceeded to take this tent I just got from Dick's Sporting Goods, and it was like one of those easy ones, right? So I'm looking at them like, and I put up the tent, and Enzo's playing with the kids, and I proceeded to go to my car and pull out the cushions from our couch. We had a big sectional, and it was an IKEA thing, so all these different cushions. So I brought like 8 cushions to line the floor of the tent. Well, they are laughing like you can't believe it. Then my comforter from my bed, like yeah. It was for one night. It was for one night.
And you brought all that.
This is what I brought for us to sleep. So we get it all done, and poor Enzo, I don't know how cold it's gonna get. I don't know. So he's like in pajamas. He's in sweat clothes. He's got a hoodie on. Like, I had him wrapped up so much because I thought he'd be cold. And I kept on trying to tell him, listen, Enzo, we were like 45 minutes, an hour away from the house. We could leave when everybody's sleeping. Drive, get a Starbucks, and be back in the morning, and they'll never know that we were gone. And he's like, "Oh, Dad, I knew you wouldn't do it." And then we did. We camped. You think that's funny?
Oh my god, it's hysterical.
Why? Because of the couch cushions?
Seriously? You don't know why that's hysterical?
No. Why?
Pretty good idea, quite honestly.
It is a good idea.
You brought
I slept on a roof.
an air mattress. You slept on a
I
roof.
slept on a roof.
Sleeping on a roof.
So the next day, this was a weekend trip with a bunch of my friends, and the next day, the camping for me turned into, after the campfire, there was a Holiday Inn down the road. I said, I'll be back in the morning.
Exactly.
The route one night, that's it.
Yeah.
Did you tell him about the campground you tried to hook me into?
Yes.
This wasn't a
The
campground, I
five-star?
was in the middle of
Yeah. 5-star campground. I missed one over there. Did she tell you that? She's like, this is a 5-star campground. I said, look, I've been at 5-star. There is nothing 5-star about this campground.
What's the difference between a 5-star and a 1-star?
Yeah. What? a bathroom?
I don't know. I don't know. That was a question.
By the way, all of you guys, this is fantastic. Well, you're done.
Oh, good.
This is
I
gone.
liked it.
It's very, very good. Yeah. Artichokes.
Artichokes.
Oh, add artichokes to this.
It'd be so good.
And he says he doesn't cook. He says he doesn't cook.
I said, choose not to cook.
Okay.
Love artichokes. Well, you did take me camping one time for my 50th birthday.
Camping?
It was kind of camping.
It was a log
It was a
cabin.
house in the woods.
It was a log cabin, folks. It was a log cabin.
That would be cool.
Oh, well.
Well, she's always said to me, I want to live in a log cabin. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, then you better get a new boyfriend. I am not living in a log cabin. So for her 50th birthday, I got a log cabin for the weekend. And I didn't tell her or anything. And we just drove down this cornfield road. Remember this?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, where are you taking me? She thought I was going to murder her. Don't worry, you're fine. And, all of a sudden she saw the log cabin and you went nuts. I brought the dog. I said, this will be the best. Yeah, this will be the best birthday present ever.
We went on a train ride that's a wine tasting.
Yeah, we did a wine tasting.
It was
right?
so cool.
This was someone's log cabin.
And you had to drive maybe half a mile with cornfields.
Both
corn
sides.
on either side. I mean, dirt road, the whole
And we're
bit.
still in Pennsylvania with all the cornfields.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden opens up. And it's this maybe quarter acre, half acre piece of land. A big giant house. I mean, perfect setting. Down below the ravine was a creek. You could hear the water. Oh, so nice. Pitch black. Pitch black.
It was a wine tasting train ride. That was great.
Yeah.
Beautiful land.
It was really nice.
So that's another thing. I guess when you're looking at happiness,
Wine helps.
wine helps.
It does.
Wine helps.
Yes, it does.
Oh, he sounds like my cousin. My cousin makes his own wine. He says, "Oh, wine
really?
helps." Yeah. But I think a lot of people think maybe you have to spend a lot of money, or you have to do these grand things to be happy. When really, like she's just happy being in a log cabin in the woods. Like that's something that like what an easy birthday present. Are you kidding me? Her, Shannon, everybody.
I am so simple.
This is the honest to God's truth, and anybody that watches us on Instagram or Facebook knows. Shannon's perfect birthday dinner is to get in the car and drive to DeCarlo's Pizza in Weirton and get pizza. That is her everything. Anniversary, birthday,
We
that's
eat in
her
the
thing.
car. Eat in the car.
And we eat in the car.
Yeah, I love it.
No wrong with that. Sometimes it is the simple things.
Yeah, I've never, I like those things.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't need them by any means. I would be just fine without them.
Do you think a lot of people that are unhappy don't find the joys in the simple things?
I don't think they know what makes them happy. Some people, the simple things don't make them happy. That's not what they want. I think there's just such a vast difference in people.
No, I'm not talking about people that
I
have tragedy, people that have a reason to be sad. I'm talking about people that just have that, and we all have it or had it at one time, I'm sure. You just have that feeling of being unfulfilled or not whole, right? You know what I'm trying to say?
Maybe they haven't found what they're looking for, or what they think they're looking
What
for.
they think they're looking for.
What they think
Yeah.
they're looking for.
And because they think they're looking for something, they don't try
They
things
don't realize what they're missing,
Right.
or what they enjoy, because they think they want something better.
that makes a lot of sense. I agree.
I think you're onto something. When they have an idea of what's going to make them happy in their head, when they're focused on that one thing instead of being open to finding something else.
Yeah. You used to think I was crazy with how I am with dogs, with how I am with the outdoors. Now, you're stopping to let me out to go get the dog, or you're helping me look for a lost dog. And you didn't know that makes you happy.
Well, it makes you happy, which then in turn makes me happy.
You actually reminded me of Curly
Curly?
City Slickers.
I don't know City Slickers.
Great movie.
Yeah.
City Slickers.
Why
Looking
is
for that one thing. Billy Crystal? Oh, it's a great movie. You would actually enjoy it because it's right there.
Okay, so
It's
what is it
exactly-
about?
Okay, so Billy Crystal has an office job, marketing or something like that. And he thinks that that's what he should be doing. And he's just miserable. So he and his buddies go on a cattle run, if you will.
Oh, like a dude ranch.
Yes, but they were moving cattle from one point to another. And their wrangler was this old cowboy named Curly. And of course, Curly, rugged old wrangler. And you have these 3 city slickers.
Oh, City Slickers.
And they went through this whole thing, but that's what they were looking for was happiness.
I got
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll
The
have
original
to
City
watch
Slickers is a
that, yeah.
great movie. It's very simple because they were looking for that one thing.
Yeah, I mean, so, oh my goodness. There is, if you look right over the corner of the end of our
Oh, yeah, I'll take
yard,
this off. Go ahead.
you'll see this giant
Great day.
Great Dane. And she is currently running. I don't know where she went now.
But she
I
will
just
jump
watched her.
straiig up in the air
Oh,
to
really?
see over the fence.
Really?
And her big ears
She
fly.
can't reach the fence because
Okay.
she's like 2 yards over.
Okay, okay.
But she literally jumps straight up. I hope we get her.
Yeah,
If
I
we can
just
get her
saw
on
her.
camera. I'll get her on camera for
I
you guys.
just saw her run past.
Lulu.
I don't know where she
Lulu's
went.
Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Tim and the bonsai trees. First of all, I did not know that any tree can be made bonsai.
Agreed.
And that was just astonishing to me.
Yeah.
And how many he had in the backyard. And what was really astonishing to me was how many years old some of those trees were.
That was amazing.
Some of those trees were, what do you say?
Over 100,
Over 100 years old.
250.
One tree. But the tree was still small.
Yeah.
But it was over 100 years old. So somebody cared for that tree and now it's passed on to him.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's,
They spent a lot of money for that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So he bought the tree.
I think he said he bought that.
So he bought the tree. So do you think that's something that you could do? Like you could make as a hobby? I don't know that I have the patience for that. He had a lot of patience. He had that very calm demeanor that I think he could do that. I don't know that, even when I was taking the roots out, I wanted to just do it, right? I'm thinking I'm damaging the roots. But he was doing it so fast himself.
Yeah, but
When he was taking
very
the-
precise
Yeah,
and
he
delicate.
knew exactly what I
and
thought. I'm not sure if I could or not. I think if I could figure.
Go ahead.
Let us see.
Let us
Let
eat.
us eat.
If I could figure out how to manage my patience and not get stressed over not actually working,
Right. You could do it.
I think I could.
I think I would like that.
So you wanted small tomatoes.
Well, I started a lemon tree, and I am going to try to keep that small and see if I can do
I think
it.
it'd be really cool.
I do too, because if I can grow little baby,
Little lemons.
So you could do that?
yeah, I think I
You
could.
would have the patience for it.
My job requires a ton of patience. I think I could do that. I do.
Now, in your job, though, you're doing mortgages for people. So everybody's happy. The bank is happy. The people are happy.
That's
the person
not
selling them.
true.
No, that's not true.
Why?
That's not true.
Everybody's
They're
happy.
happy at the end. Closing day,
That is
everybody's
a
happy.
very, very stressful period for
Yeah.
the buyer and the seller. So I'm sure if Shannon is in the middle of that, because even
It's
with
a
all
lot
the
of-
little things that you need to get to that point.
Yeah, it's a lot
Whether
of
you're gonna
calming
get them-
down.
So
being
you're
a
saying-
counselor.
You couldn't do bonsai because you'd be too worried about work. She's saying, just looking at how people look at things, she could do bonsai because it would make her relax from work. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, which is what cooking does. It helps to come down off of the day from, putting out fires, talking people off ledges, people screaming at me because paperwork, whatever the case may be. My pasta doesn't yell at me.
See, everybody, now listen, and you think I take advantage. You think I take advantage of how Shannon cooks and takes care of me. How can I deprive her of that? How
Dude,
can I deprive
there's the
her
logic. Oh,
of
boy.
that feeling of coming down and just relaxing into a good meal for me?
Oh boy. Okay. I guess I did walk right into that one.
I want to take her happiness away.
I don't want to take her happiness away. No, I would never do that.
Oh boy.
But what kills me is every morning, we didn't even eat yet, and she's already, what are we going to have for dinner?
Now, does your wife do that?
She starts the night before.
Oh my God, hold on.
Between the night before, yeah, oh yeah.
There's a reason for
What do you
it.
want for dinner? So she can tell me what, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be prepared. If you want something for dinner and I don't have it, I have to go to the grocery store, or I have to take it out of the freezer, or whatever.
That's,
Yes.
That was in your eyes.
I could throw in a sandwich every night, and you're not going to be happy. So yeah, he hates it. Drives me crazy.
Well, yeah, because we didn't even have breakfast, and you're already doing dinner.
no, I'm right with you. I
So she
understand
starts the
your
night
point,
before.
but I also understand
She
your
starts the
point.
night before your wife.
Yeah, she just starts basically in the mornings,
Yeah.
you know, and she'll pull something out to defrost, and,
Yeah.
and you know, and God forbid that I like have a long day and say, hey, do you want to go and grab something to eat? And it's already like defrosted, and oh my God.
No.
I feel the pain.
Yeah.
Because then I get whatever that is over there, chicken or whatever's sitting there thawing. Okay, I can put it back in the fridge.
Or I can make it for
I can
tomorrow.
make it
Yeah, I
tomorrow.
can make it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think I'm being helpful,
Yeah.
right? You're
Yeah.
gonna give me,
I
and
know.
then you say, no, well then cook. We'll make up your mind. What do you want?
Yep.
Oh, so that fight is universal.
At least on my side. Yes.
That's too funny.
Yes.
See, because we're caretaker.
She's very old
Is she old-fashioned?
Traditional, yes.
You're very old-fashioned. I think you're very old-fashioned. In that respect of
Traditional.
taking care of your man.
Just traditional things. The cooking, the cleaning, you
Yeah.
know.
She cooks every night.
Cooking,
Every
I
night.
like to cook. I do like. I hate to clean. If I could get a self-cleaning house, I would be all
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
me. I clean. I do the cleanup. Don't look that way. Look that way.
You pay someone.
No. I do the cleanup. Like I clean up the dishes. I clean up the
And
dishes.
I do the same thing.
He does not. He is so joking.
No, I'm not joking. I'm telling the truth.
Can you name one thing in the dishwasher right now?
No, because you do the dishes.
I know, right? No, it's just-
But I can name all these things that are going in there after you unload. Because listen, I will load the dishwasher. I don't mind. I hate unloading the dishwasher. I hate it.
Agreed. I'll
do
do
you-
it, but
And where do you
Why don't you?
put them
Why don't
away?
you? Because you don't know where
I
everything
will
goes.
put most things away. If I don't know where it goes, it stays right on the counter.
Oh God!
Because God forbid that I put something away that doesn't belong in a certain drawer.
Okay, that's too funny.
I leave it on the counter. If I can't find it, right? You do too.
Yeah.
Wait, so here's the best one.
I mean, there's special forks for certain things.
I'll be in the
I
other
only
room,
use one.
and I'll hear this. If I were a colander, where would I be? Right. Or if I was the measuring cup, where would I be? I'm like, I don't know. Okay, and then if I don't put it away, she's like, you can't put this stuff away. Well, no, I don't want to play hide and seek. Tell me you don't do that.
But I do. But if it's Tupperware, you know where the Tupperware cupboard is.
Do I know where that is? No, I don't even know there was a Tupperware cupboard. I don't even know there's a Tupperware cupboard.
I know there's a Tupperware
Is
cupboard.
there one?
I have one. Now, the problem with the Tupperware cupboard is there's too many pieces of Tupperware, and I don't feel like moving all of them. Put one
Put
back.
that one in there. Exactly. Right.
Oh my gosh, so you
So
put
that's
the big one on
laziness.
top of the little one?
No,
Oh,
I leave
yeah.
it right on the counter.
Okay. Yeah. Because the big one on top of the little one drives me crazy.
No.
That's
It's
just,
yeah.
Really?
oh my god, yes.
So we have a Tupperware cabinet. Where?
Seriously, it's right there. It's right underneath.
Oh, it's underneath this thing. Okay, I know that's there. Okay. And I put the stuff down there.
No,
It's the measuring
no,
tape.
no.
Measuring tape. It's the measuring cup. The strainer things. I don't know where those go. The colander. You have those. What is that? Those tin bowls for the mixing thing.
They go with colanders.
I don't know why.
They literally go, the colanders go inside the metal bowls.
Well, maybe you should do
But see,
a
now he
tour of
knows.
the kitchen.
So now he knows.
Maybe she should do a tour of the kitchen.
Now he knows. Tomorrow I'll wake up and they'll still be on the island.
You know when you go home, there's going to be things labeled. This goes here, this goes there. After she sees this, you're in charge.
I think she gave up on me.
How long have you guys been married?
17,
Okay.
18, somewhere around there. But my anniversary is this Saturday.
Oh,
I do know that.
Okay, well that's good. That's more. That's
But it's the
important.
24th, right?
Now, where are you going?
Yes.
Or can I? No.
No. It's unfortunately, this is probably the first. Yeah, it's the 24th Saturday. This is probably one of the first years in a long time that our anniversary did fall on a Saturday, so she made reservations at Ditka's.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
So
I heard really good stuff.
It is a very good restaurant, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ate there the one time with.
Yeah.
Oh, with Jimmy Jr.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, it was very good.
So I've already gotten warned. I can't have funerals that day.
No. Isn't that tough with your job?
Yes.
I mean, because you are just.
Well, that's one of the reasons, and there again, to defend my stance on if I come home on a Wednesday and say, hey, let's go grab something to eat. Because I don't know what I'm doing on Saturday, and I hate disappointing people. So I can't plan anything. It's one of those, okay, let's, but I also do need to learn how to figure out how to not jump.
Yeah, but you can't not jump if that's the call that someone died. You can't just be like, oh, well,
There's different things that I could do, but I'm just, I'm very anal about certain things. And
So are you 24/7? So you're 24/7.
I keep looking at my
360.
phone. Oh yeah, as long as I'm in town, and if I'm out of town, I get to make, I call in at least once a day.
Because I work 9 to 9, 7 days a week, 365. People say, oh my gosh, you're crazy. It's 80 some hours a week. And you are.
You take advantage. You take advantage of the time or the slower times when you can. You learn how to juggle and manage what's more important, and then leave some of the other stuff on the side.
Yeah.
Go back.
Isn't it crazy?
Very.
So, because I can turn my phone off at night.
Yeah, mine
And
goes
you cannot.
24/7 there.
Wow.
And the worst part about it, I have the funeral home phones. I don't believe in answering service. I'm just one of those people that if somebody wants an answer, they want it now, not in 15 minutes, specifically if it's a death.
Yeah.
So I have the funeral home phones forwarded to my cell phone, which is with me 24/7.
Wow.
Thank God I do have an understanding wife that understands, on call.
Yeah. Yeah, he has that one going for him too.
Yeah, I do understand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, question.
Answer.
When people call you, are they entitled or are they very apologetic? If they're calling you late at night or they're calling you...
So sometimes I'll get a phone call from, whether it be a nurse or somebody from a nursing home, one of the personnel saying that somebody passed away. Other times I'll get a phone call from a family member. Other times I will get phone calls just inquiring. I ironically have gotten phone calls in the middle of the night from people really believing that they were going to get an answering machine and not a live person.
Yeah.
And they were going to leave a message. So there's a lot of different phone calls. I mean, spam. That stuff's killing me anymore because everybody's spoofing their number. So if it's a 3-3, you answer the phone.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Oh, like me, I ask you, if you're going to call me and I don't know how you are, I tell you who you are. I ask you to text me first so I'll recognize the number. But you cannot possibly do that at all.
Specifically not with the spoofed numbers these days.
Yeah.
Even with caller ID, I've gotten phone calls from, whether it be local numbers or numbers that I may have received before, but somebody from foreign countries or a machine, an automated machine's asking me who I'm voting for.
Yeah. Your car warranty.
It's sort of, it's a challenge sometimes. And yes, that gets you very stressed and gets you unhappy. So,
right away, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Usually if somebody calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody did pass away.
It's something.
Yeah. There's been a few people that, they just don't think, but most of the time if I get a phone call, after 9, somewhere between, 9 p and 6 a, it's a death or it's something imminent and somebody's just asking a question about what
So they know what to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Part of the program, you know?
That's part of the program. And
Yeah.
that's part of, and so there's a job that you would think you would be unhappy all the time, and you're not. You have such a good outlook, and you really are. I mean, from what I know, a very happy person.
I try to be. I mean, do I get miserable sometimes? Yeah. You get tired. You get a lack of sleep. Somebody get on your nerves. I mean, it happens. But the flip side of it, like I told you, quite a few times, because of what I do, if I do my job right, and I'm able to move you from one of the worst times in your life to something a little more manageable, I've done my job. Right. And that makes me happy. Because I've just helped that person. And it's
right.
I mean, for me, it is that helper in me.
Helping others is what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, at times, and I've been told, specifically by, my mother or my wife, that I can't save the world. Because you're always trying to help someone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of people that I've crossed paths with that, you try to help, but they just take advantage of you. Or you can't change them no matter what you do. The way I look at it, if I go through my whole day and I don't deliberately hurt somebody or harm them or piss them off or whatever, it can happen. It's gotta happen.
Right.
But if I don't deliberately do it and I go to sleep at night and I don't wake up the next morning, I'm good.
That's a good way to look at it,
I
actually.
mean, it's just, you try to do the best that you can on each given day. You try to help whoever you can. Try to be a decent neighbor. Just try to be a decent human being.
Yeah.
If we all could just be a decent human being, then everybody can be a little happier. Because everybody's not on edge.
I wonder if that's a key. Being happy to others creates your own happiness.
Oh,
right? So if you're miserable to everybody, then you're going to be miserable.
Well, if you have negative
yourself,
attitude,
right?
Negative feelings,
Yeah.
I mean, you just have that negative energy.
Yeah, and it's gonna be around everybody. Everybody you're around is gonna feel it. It's just, you just bring it on. And one thing that he has always said, is somebody gonna die? If somebody is not gonna die, relax. It's okay, it'll be okay. One way or another, it won't work out, because that's something that you've said to me. It used to drive me crazy. He was, when we first started dating, always late. Always late. He lived in Peters and he would be supposed to be here at 5:30. Oh, I'm running late, but I'm at Bridgeville. Here he hadn't even gotten in his car yet.
I used to do that a lot.
Drove me crazy. And then he's running around like crazy. And and then he started with, was somebody gonna die?
Yeah. So I had a lot of good role models growing up, and one in particular, I was always very worried. Hey, we're gonna be late. We're gonna do this, that. Always. And finally, she said to me, "I want to ask you a question. If you are late, or you didn't do that deadline, or you didn't do this." And I was in college at the time. Is someone gonna die because you didn't do that? And I'm like, what? And she's like, is someone gonna die if you're late? And I'm like, no. And she's like, if no one is gonna die, then stop worrying about it so much. Like that is the benchmark. Like,
yeah, and it has given me a different
everything else is, which kind of, you're in that. Everything else is minuscule compared to that. So, and I would believe that you're happy because you're dealing with death all the time. So you can see how little things are trivial. Like, some people will get upset because I can't bring up any examples without people who know us knowing that I'm talking about them. So I can't bring up an example, so I gotta think of an example. But you have some people that get upset just because, well, I can bring this one up. Just because the neighbor's kids are playing. Just because they're playing, right, and they're playing a little too close to the house. come on, who cares? Like, that is not something to get upset about.
No, not at all.
Right?
But people do.
Because, but I think that's, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, people, I think, get so upset about little things that what's going to happen if something big happens?
Yeah, well, and nowadays, because of it, you know, they pull out a gun because they're, you know, what, there was one up the street. It was up in Kennedy.
For a hose.
Yeah.
It was for a hose.
Yeah.
Going back to Tim. So, you know, Tim seems like he's a genuinely happy person.
Right.
Specifically, if you're able to do the bonsai and peacefully do all that.
Yeah. And his wife, too. She was, you know, they're in their yard, they're hanging out.
Watching a turtle.
She's watching the turtle.
Yeah,
like, so maybe the simple things in life are what makes you happy.
No,
right?
don't get me wrong. I'd love to get on a private jet and go wherever I want
Absolutely.
to. Most of us ain't gonna do that.
But you know what? There's I saw something about that. It was an Instagram. It was Eartha Kitt. You guys know who Eartha Kitt? You don't know who Eartha Kitt is. You know who Eartha Kitt is? Eartha Kitt. She was Catwoman. She had that voice.
Yeah.
Santa Baby, that song, the original. That's Eartha Kitt. So Eartha Kitt said, life is not, and I went to look up the word to make sure it was a word, and it is problematical. People make it problematical. And life is very simple. And if you live simply, you'll be happy. You make the problems.
Sure.
Okay,
Which, you're right about that.
okay. One of the things that I guess I've noticed, you're from the Rocks?
Yes.
Your family's from the Rocks?
Yeah.
Most likely not too far off of the immigrants, you know, coming off of that boat as far as generations back.
Right,
so
just two.
That was a very difficult time in the country for those folks.
Absolutely. If we were live right now, my cousin Patsy would be calling in to tell you how difficult it was. Right?
Again, that's the stuff that I learned from the bottoms.
Right.
All those Eastern rites, the Slovaks, the Ukrainians, the Poles. Half of them couldn't speak English when I was growing, you know, they're broken English. So that was a very, very difficult time where most of the time they're dead. The wife stayed home, took care of the kids. Husband went to work, sometimes 2, 3 jobs. Very simple life.
Yeah.
Had one car, if any. Had one TV. And if they, you know, they're getting as time went on, if they went out to eat, the big dinner was going to Eaton Park.
Right.
I mean, maybe once a week for a holiday.
And that's newer. You're talking about newer time. That's, you know,
50s.
even before that.
Yeah.
They didn't even do that.
So that was a very difficult time, but it was a very simple time. And I think, you know, I'm sure everybody had their issues as well, but look at all the stuff that we have today.
Yeah.
The easiness of life today versus then.
In accommodations,
difficult.
in accommodating, it's very easy today. Right.
How difficult people perceive it today versus then. All the people on the
How difficult they
happy
perceive
drugs
life,
today
the happy drugs.
versus then.
I'd love comments about this if you guys were, when you guys are watching.
Yeah, obviously I'm young, so mine are all stories from the
But
older
I
folks.
know what you're saying, that all that we have, I think, makes us lose sight of what really matters.
Okay, here's I guess a comparison. I've been to Greece. You've been to Greece,
Right?
I've been to Italy. You know, on a cruise, a couple of days here, a couple of days there. But the simplicity of their lives.
I would go in a minute. I would go in. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, but that's it. You know, we were on a cruise that started off in Rome. Rome's insane, but there again, the Vatican was just amazing. But we hit Italy, a couple places in Italy, a couple places in Turkey, a couple places in Greece. And we only saw 2 McDonald's in 14 days in all those trips.
Wow.
One was in Rome, and one was in Istanbul.
Really? I don't think we saw a McDonald's. Did we see a McDonald's in Greece, honey?
We did not see one Walmart. Most of the restaurants were family owned.
Yes.
Most of the stores were mom and pop shops.
Family owned.
Very long hours, granted, but they seemed really content.
They enjoy life.
Yeah.
I mean,
The fishing.
they really did. When we were in Greece, I could not. Well, we both said it. How we would move there.
That was gorgeous. Yeah.
The
The people were so friendly and seemed so happy.
friendly and so happy, and they really had they did have not nearly what we have in America.
So maybe it is the expectation of we need more or we want more instead of the simplicity of life.
So that's what's creating the unhappiness. Is it keeping up with the Joneses? You want more. You want competitive. I want what this one has.
Yeah.
Or I wish I had that. I wish I had that. I hear that. I wish I had that. And I think, just be happy for what you have. Like I want more, obviously. Like I don't want more like I want more things. I have goals that I want to achieve in my life before I die.
But there's nothing wrong with it.
I have goals.
That's something to shoot for.
But I'm very happy with what I have right now, too. Right? I'm very happy. You mentioned this kitchen. And everybody, this kitchen is beautiful. Like this.
My wife would love
This kitchen is beautiful. We have a beautiful kitchen. You've never been to our house, or if you have, our house is very modest, but our kitchen is not. But because of Shannon. And not because Shannon did this. I insisted on this because of her, because how much she loves to cook. So I'm like, anybody knows, any party you have at your house, any gathering, you could have the nicest game room in the world. Everybody's in the kitchen. Right. So I'm like, forget the rest of the house. You don't even need to have a house. Just have a great big kitchen. We did it. And luckily enough, we could afford to have done that. And that's where we chose to put our money. Because we spend a lot of time at home. We spend hours and hours at home.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean.
We don't leave. We don't go work outside of the house. So I'm very happy with what we had. But I was happy in the other house too. You know what I mean? I'm happy where I am. But of course you have goals and you want to achieve things.
But you should have goals. I mean, not unrealistic goals, but you should have goals.
So do you think not having goals? So now you're a person that has the big house, you have the cars, you have everything. Is that when you become unhappy because you have nothing else to aspire for? Is having goals a part of having inner happiness?
I don't know that goals make you happy.
I disagree.
Really?
I think goals do.
Achieving goals, I think, makes you happy.
I think once you achieve them, it's over. I think it's the having to achieve them.
So
I think you're happy trying.
But then you can get disappointed many times if you don't achieve it.
So wait, you keep on trying. It's the journey. It's the journey, not the destination.
But some people don't have the drive. If they fail, they give up.
Yeah.
So, and there again, Elon Musk. Imagine somebody like that. Richard Branson. He's another one.
Right.
It seems like every time he achieves something, he goes towards something else.
Yes.
Elon Musk is still, hey, good for him. He's done very, very well.
Yeah.
Whether people like him or don't like him. I mean, it's inspiring to see somebody that can think that far out and still be able to accomplish. He seems like a happy person. I mean, I'd be pretty happy I had his money too. But, but I mean, somebody like Richard Branson, same thing. He started off just buying and selling records. Now this man is, into Virgin Records. He's a Virgin.
Right.
I mean, he's a Virgin everything now, and he's a Virgin an island. I mean,
yeah. So do you don't think that keep on aspiring makes you happy? I think once you reach where you're at, you've spent so much time to get there. I think that's a part of your life. Like you always have to work. I think you always have to be working at something. I think happiness is always working at something. I don't know. Anybody that's watching these things, please comment.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
Possibly just being productive?
Yeah.
So you think once you've attained it all, and you're sitting there, you would be happy?
No.
You're just saying what I'm saying.
No, you're saying goals. Setting goals makes you happy, reaching different goals and that kind of thing.
I think a lot of people that have a lot of money and the nice house and the fancy cars and everything they even wanted to attain have a sense of longing for more because they don't have another aspiration. I don't know.
I think that is individually based as well. Because there's a lot of people that inherit all of that money that are absolutely useless individuals, and they're miserable.
They are. And then there's the people that have inherited all that money and do a lot of work, like charity work, or they're always giving to others, and they're not used. They have it. So then it goes back to doing for others.
Yeah, so it still comes down to when you wake up in the morning, you can choose to be happy, poor, and living underneath a bridge, or you can choose to be happy, rich, going in a private jet. I really think that it's what you choose. Your perception of nice things. I mean, when we first started dating, we had totally different perceptions of nice things, completely different.
Yeah.
We just did. We, both from McKees Rocks, but just completely different perceptions. So I just think that's more what it is. I think everybody has their own, even if it's a different age group, different upbringing, all of that stuff. I mean, I'm very fortunate. I was, half of my family was very wealthy, my mother's side, and my father's side was very poor.
So you lived both sides.
So I really got to see both sides. I mean, to the point where we brought clothes down to help my neighbors, my relatives' neighbors. And so I really think that was huge for me. So I had a different perception of what made me happy.
Because you saw both sides.
I agree. I mean, I agree to that point, and I think I agree with just that, that whole, you could be very happy being, poor or...
So you don't think the income has anything to do with happiness?
I think it can help at times, but I don't think that is the ultimate.
Me neither. I agree.
I think, and there again, I know the McKees Rocks experience for me. I think McKees Rocks, and I know it has such a bad rap for those that have never lived here.
They do not know it.
Yeah,
for those of you who do not know McKees Rocks, it has a very bad rap, but it really should not.
This has a lot of character, and it made me who I am.
Absolutely.
And that's coming from listening to the stories of those immigrants, realizing that they didn't have, and they had to work.
Yeah.
And, I, along with being a field director, I've tried my hand in a couple different companies. One company, it was a great opportunity, and the gentleman that owned the national company, he made $185 million a year.
Well,
but he started off as a salesman for a company, and he worked his way up, and it's phenomenal. But I've sat down and had drinks with him, and I didn't treat him any different than I treated anybody.
Oh, we never did.
That I sit down at Preston O's house, or
Right.
My wife has a really good friend as well. She lives out in California, and she met her at one of the ranches, and they became really good friends. And there again, Betty is one of those people. When I first met her, I thought she was just like a common, ordinary, everyday person. Well, she started her life in Kansas City and started working as an ice skater for Holiday on Ice. It was Europe's version of the ice skating.
Yes.
Met her husband, another skater. Her husband was smart enough to buy stock. By the time they were done, they owned Holiday on Ice.
Oh.
So,
wow.
And like you said, the first time I met this woman, I mean, as sweet as can be. Still, I mean, we'll call and dance, and my wife will make the eggs. I'm just very, very genuine, sweet lady. And we were in California one year, and Betty had said, "You guys got to come up." And all those homes up in the hills that you ever dream about.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, you could eat off the floor in the garage.
Wow.
It wasn't overly big, but it was just right over Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and there was a piano, and there was a picture of her with Elvis Presley.
Oh
Her with
God.
Princess Diana.
Oh my God.
And the sweetest, I mean, no housekeeping. She was the one bringing food. I mean, just the sweetest lady. But there again, she was happy.
Yeah.
She was happy.
Guinness
She
Book
had
of
her
World
happy.
Records too, by the way, for the oldest person on trapeze.
Really?
Wait, did we say her on Facebook?
Probably.
Yeah, I think I've seen her on
Yeah,
Facebook.
I don't know.
Her name's Betty Goodhart.
So
Oh
Betty
my
Goodhart.
gosh.
Betty Goodhart. So was she born with it? Did she acquire it? She has that happiness. So she
She smiles
has
all the
achieved,
time.
and now she's happy.
She smiles all the time. She's just such a
Huh.
sweet, genuine, down-to-earth woman.
Yeah.
And yes, she has money.
Right.
But she didn't have it when, she's earned it and she made it and so there again, I don't think...
So maybe money doesn't have to do with it.
I mean, like I said, I think it helps.
I
It
think
makes it a little
it
easier
makes it
sometimes.
easier,
You don't have
yeah.
to worry about your bills, every month. But
Right.
then again, I also know a lot of people that they have a lot of things and they're scratching their head trying to figure out how they're going to make their bills.
Yeah.
And they're still happy.
Stress.
Oh yeah.
Stress.
At least
Stress.
perceived to be happy.
You're right. But I know a lot of people that are very wealthy and are not remotely happy. I mean, miserable. Miserable. And you look at them and think, how could you possibly be miserable? You could have anything, you have everything, and just are. And I think it's just that's who the people that they choose to be.
They choose to be. See, this is the happiness tour. We're trying to figure this out.
Simplicity of life.
Simplicity of life. I don't know the secret, but I do like that it's a choice.
Yeah, I
It's a
think
choice.
It's a choice.
When I wrote the book, and in the books, someone said, well, how are you always happy? And I couldn't answer them. And then finally I thought about it over pandemic, and I'm like, I guess I choose to be.
You choose to see the positive. There's a lot of positive.
It's not even, I don't choose to see positive. I just choose to be, I choose to have that feeling. I would rather feel happy than feel sad. So I choose that
You
feeling.
choose the positive because I want to stab you often, but you choose to see happy. Whether
I choose to be optimistic that there is good.
Optimistic, okay.
I choose to be optimistic because I can see the negative, but I choose to be even optimistic about the negative. That's it. There's a difference. Yes. So it's not looking at the positive. I'm optimistic about the negative because even though it's negative, there's some negative things you cannot change. So you have to look at that negativity optimistically, not positive. You can't look at the positive because it's a terrible thing. So you have to look at it with optimism, that there's a reason for it, or you're going to get through it, or it's going to be better. To make it lighter, you look at it optimistically. That's the word, not positive, optimistic.
The glass is
half empty or half full.
instead of half empty.
Yeah. I'm optimistic that it'll get better. I'm optimistic that it will work out. So in your thing, you're saying you try and you get knocked down, you get knocked down, you get knocked down. In my entertainment all my life, it's been a struggle to be an entertainer, but I don't stop because I'm optimistic that it will work. And at 60, it's finally working.
So here's another sort of religious thing, but I've always said that my time will come. If I continue to do at least the right thing or try to do the right thing, try to be a decent human being, my time will come.
Yes, I believe that.
I'm not sure if it's going to be in this life, but my time will come.
Yeah.
You said it's just one of those. I try not to deliberately.
That's another.
Yeah, right?
That's another IG.
Karma.
Oh, you can't do that. That's another. You say karma. That's another IG.
Yeah.
That what's the show Schitt's Creek? Have you ever seen that show?
Yeah.
He says, I don't know what carnage I viewed in the last life. I must have been a vampire or a spin instructor.
Oh my God.
But it is true. Like you don't know in the last life what you did, and I believe in all of that. I really do. I believe you believe. You don't believe that. Do you believe there's
reincarnation and afterlife and
afterlife? That there's other lives, past lives. That when we're done here, we're not done. That there is another another chapter, another thing to happen. I don't know if it's heaven. I don't know if you get to heaven when you die. You might have to do a lesson. You have to maybe go through another lesson in life. Like sometimes I think maybe this lifetime was not enough to achieve my goals. So then when I come back in the next life, I'm already ahead of the game because I learned all this now.
You would hope you learned.
Yeah, right. You're
Right.
gonna be
You
like,
know? Yeah.
Well, I think I learned.
see if you come back as a person.
Oh, I believe you come back as a person. I don't think you become back as a... Although sometimes I think we come back as dogs. Because some dogs really act like people. I mean, they really do.
Yes,
And I'm
yes.
thinking, maybe we come back as dogs. Like, you better treat your dogs good because you're coming back as a dog.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I
Oh, certain
don't.
dogs definitely have better lives than others.
Oh, absolutely.
I swear to God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, wouldn't that be the whole
in the
hell of it, right?
room.
Oh my God, you come back as a dog. There's your punishment.
Man, I hope not.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't
know.
think you do.
Necessarily.
Please, everybody, don't go crazy on me. Don't go crazy on me. I'm
crazy because I
I'm joking. I'm
necessarily
joking.
believe that you come back as a human.
You don't come back as a plant.
Come back as any.
Could be
not
bonsai.
necessarily. Not necessarily.
Been stuck for 600 years as a tree.
An inanimate object, but yeah, something with a heartbeat. Why not? And a soul, and why not?
I don't know about that one.
Why not? Why?
Well, yeah, we don't know. We don't know. No one knows.
Bunch of questions later somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got all the time now.
We have another. That's another. What's Cooking with Shannon, everybody.
Another story.
Well, I guess we have to have another episode because we have not found the answer to the question of, are people born with happiness from within or do they acquire it? Because even though we're saying we make the choice, that doesn't mean that that's the answer.
Okay, so
That's our belief that this is the answer.
let's say that you make the choice to be happy and you do all the right things and then you acquire happiness. Ponder that.
That's true.
You know? Where if you make all the negative choices,
You're never gonna. If you make all the negative choices, you're never gonna be happy.
Well, so I have always said this, and I'm sure you've heard me say this. To me, it's like life is like a game. You stay on the straight path, you go the way you're supposed to go, you follow the board directions, and you win. You start straying off and doing, things, and then you run into obstacles, and then you get delayed, and then you're not winning the game.
Yeah.
Someone is passing you up.
right.
So you think that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that at all.
What?
I don't think that at all.
What do you mean?
So you're telling me that if I'm on the game board and I do everything right and I make all the right choices, I'm gonna win the game.
Okay, so no.
No, it's right. No, it's right.
I'm talking about you don't stray and do bad things.
It goes back
illegal
to-
things,
So you're saying to be
wrong
happy.
things.
You're saying for
I'm
happiness.
saying you win the game, not that you're going to be, a
I understand
kabillionaire.
what
You do? I don't understand what you're saying because
Jesus.
how about those people that all of a sudden you're like, son of a bitch, they did this, and this all their lives and now all of a sudden,
Well, that's luck.
that's luck. What?
I
Okay.
understand what
They
you're
made
saying.
terrible choices and now they're good.
Yeah, but again, even with luck, if you don't make the good choices, that luck goes to pot.
Yeah, honestly.
You
I mean,
know-
how many times have you done something that you shouldn't have,
Oh,
that was a bad
always
decision?
bad decisions.
And, karma gets you.
Yeah, no,
It-
bad
it-
decisions are
yourself
bad.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
It
yeah.
just does.
No, that's okay. All right.
And then it starts eating at your head, and you start thinking
Yeah,
about stuff,
right,
and you can't
right,
sleep
right,
at night,
right,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying back to
It
the
goes back to at least my thoughts on if you try to be a decent human being, try to be happy, try to help your neighbor, just smile once in a while,
Right.
say hello.
Yeah.
Then, that simple hello, even if they're the hardest person, they're going to lighten up.
Yeah.
Maybe put a smile back on their face.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then I can still go to bed at night, and like you said, if my time is over, I'm good.
Yeah.
So I understand
Yeah.
what you're saying there.
we had a server like that. I said because he said he was just a server. Remember that he was the waiter at the pizza place. He's like, I'm just a server, and I'm like, you're not just a server. You may be the only person that someone who comes in here today has talked to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you may make or break their whole day just because you remembered they like Diet Coke or whatever you're going to bring them.
Oh, yeah.
And people who understand that, okay, you were not nice to me, but I don't have to be mean back because I don't know what your day brought, what had happened to you in the day. So for me, just to turn around and be nice might make your day turn around. So it's huge, being nice to people.
Making someone else happy makes you happy.
Unless that person's a complete.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, you're not going to make everybody happy. There's people just perpetually miserable. And no matter what you do, it's just sort of better to walk away.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Before they bring you down. Yeah.
Like Tim, then, who his life is very simplistic, it looks like.
So it seems like,
I mean, his nights are spent taking care of all those trees. And that yard was just phenomenal. And so then again, not only just being nice to others or taking or doing for others, doing for something else, a living thing. It doesn't have to be people. Caring for something that is living and nurturing it.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing, right?
Could it be, and again, just to, I guess, parallel, I'm not a painter, but, I mean, could you just have that hobby of being painting? No, I look outside, and like you said, I mean, this is just as peaceful as Tim's backyard.
Oh, yeah, our backyard is pretty peaceful.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, maybe, there again, the surrounding area.
Your surroundings.
And yeah, he seems very content with his little stamp, if you will.
And we did do this on purpose because it does
makes you happy.
It makes me happy.
Makes you happy.
Yeah.
So your surroundings.
Yeah.
Your surroundings make you happy.
I mean,
your surroundings make you happy.
The sunshine.
I mean, and for
trees,
Tim, for the bonsai, you know, knowing that he created and nurtured and
he created. He
started
the way he takes the wire and bends and then waits a year before he takes that wire off.
Patience.
It's patience,
for sure.
but it takes foresight. It takes. I mean, it's like caring for a child.
Well, the good thing is, so you take a tree and it's a straight tree, right? And you picture it going a corkscrew straight up. Well, so you do the first bend, and then the year comes, right? And now you see the tree going maybe this way and this way.
Right.
So each year you're good to, as you change, your tree's gonna change too and get a different.
So then having something to look forward to, also, you know, because he's planning for all those trees.
Goes back to your goals.
Goes back to goals. You know, his goal for each of those trees. I mean, and I didn't realize how he has to get a bigger pot and a bigger pot too.
And then a small pot.
But the first one starts out in a very small pot, right?
No, the last one's small.
Yeah, the last one's small. So he took it out of a big one and cuts the roots and makes the small, and then puts it in a smaller pot so that the tree stays
not deep.
It was interesting to see how he put the wire.
Just to hold it in there.
And then he held it in with wire to position it the way he wants it. So it's almost like molding a child. Like he's molding these trees.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was definitely an interesting experience.
Right.
And I still see Mr. Miyagi out on the.
Yeah, but it was so much more than. But it was so much more than Mr. Miyagi. Like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody thinks of it as that little
type of
Christ, like a I don't know what you call it, spruce or something.
Well, yeah,
the green ones.
Junipers.
Junipers.
Yeah, because you see them and they're doing the little tweezers, little
right,
blah, blah, blah. And so that's what I thought it was, because I wanted to do this before because they look so pretty. And so I thought you had to go in, and I figured I'm not an artsy person, I'm a numbers person, so I can't take a triangle and make it into like something pretty and just can't do it. And so that's why I never tried it.
Yeah, but now I've definitely, although I'm
curious about that.
Excuse me, everybody.
Yeah, and that's me too. I really want to do it, and my lemon tree is only this big right now, so it's not quite ready yet. But this is how well Billy took care of his tree.
So everybody, Tim made it look so easy, but here's mine that I took home.
That's the one he bought.
So
No,
there.
it's given one.
It's not so easy.
It was.
I can only laugh because I'm so upset. But I was supposed to like get the wire and bend it, and if this will snap right in it. It died. I keep on watering it, thinking it's going to come back, but Tim is going to be very disappointed.
That is the Charlie Brown bonsai tree.
Yeah,
Yes.
look at this. Look at what I did to that tree.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I keep on thinking, but it's not.
It's crisp.
There, it's crisp.
How's the bottom?
I don't know. I don't think it matters.
The root on there, is it? I mean,
I don't know.
Can you start over?
I think with a new tree. He's like, can I start over? I'm like, I think with a new tree. I think we have to go back and see Tim.
No, we're gonna take a dogwood cutting.
Yes, we are. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, everybody. You can do that with a dogwood tree, a magnolia tree. What were the ones with the flowers that you liked so much?
Hibiscus?
No, the ones that he had.
Azaleas.
He had azaleas.
Yeah.
He had bonsai azaleas, but then he had another. He had another tree.
Was it some sort
The
of
Japanese
flower?
azalea.
And there was another one that was like pink. And it almost looked like a hydrangea. How you say that word?
Hydrangea?
Yeah, it almost looked like one of
Oh,
those.
the mountain laurels.
That's it, mountain laurel.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
It died.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. It's crunchy. I was.
I don't know why she keeps it keeping it.
Because I'm.
It's almost
very
like
good
she's
at
saying,
bringing stuff
"You
back
did a
to
great
life.
job, honey. How about your bonsai tree?"
I really am good at bringing them back to life.
Oh, she's trying to bring it back to life.
I'm having trouble with this one.
Yeah, I don't think it's pretty dried up. And the soil, he was talking about the soil.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like, to do the bonsai, it's a special soil also, which is very expensive, you
Yes.
said, right?
Yeah, like volcanic rock and.
Something,
Yeah,
right?
it's very porous,
Yeah.
so it holds some of the moisture,
So those are much,
but it's not dirt.
because remember, the root system on that is not going to be a real root system anymore. You've stripped away all the roots, which keeps it miniature, right? Isn't that what keeps it
The roots are
miniature?
there, they're just small.
Yeah,
Right, but you've taken away you know what I mean? So if the roots don't grow, then the tree can't grow, right? Is that why it stays miniature? Why does it stay miniature? Did we even learn that? Did we? I don't think we. Did we ask that question? We had him right there.
Yeah.
Don't you? I mean, you keep it
Well,
in
the
a
roots
small
are small.
pot.
It's a small root system, so it's not
So I
going to
think
get a
the
whole
tree
bunch
can't
of.
grow because of
Yeah.
that.
I would say that, and you trimming it.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think you trim it. Did he trim it?
you
Yeah,
can.
you
Oh
should
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just
so-
to form it and shape it and
Were you there?
I was there.
physically.
I was there.
Physically.
I didn't realize he was trimming them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was very so. And Tim is at the Strip District every other Saturday. So if you go there and he's not there, he'll be there the next one. That's all I can tell you because I don't know the dates.
That's
You
good.
go there and he's not there. You go back to the Strip next Saturday and he'll be there. And I don't even know. I can't even tell you. I know he's on the same block as a Steeler store, which there's like a million of them down there.
Answers?
He's not. Yinzers is on the same side as Woolies, right?
On the same
He's
side.
across the street from Woolies. He's actually across the street from Woolies. If you walk out of Woolies, he's to the left by the Steeler store across the street. There's like a parking lot and then him.
Okay. I know what you're
And so, and then go see Tim. He has a nice assortment down there that he brings from his yard, and then he's just like the nicest guy in the world.
Very, very nice. Yeah.
His wife, very, very sweet.
Yeah.
It was
Ask him
such a
questions
good
about
Ton of
bonsai.
stuff.
Great.
Ton of stuff at his place too.
Yeah. And he sells from his house, and this is what he does to bring happiness.
Peaceful.
Yeah, and it's what a peaceful thing to do.
Yeah.
All right, well, it was great fun.
Oh, it was a blast.
Yeah.
The
So
food
we have
was
a-
excellent.
The food was excellent.
Thank you.
We still have not solved happiness on the happiness tour, but we're looking. So if you are someone that is happy all the time, and people say, how can you be happy all the time? We want to talk to you. We want to find out what your traits are that make you happy all the time. Or what has happened in your life that you're like, screw it, I'm just going to be happy all the time. Like, what makes you happy? That's what we're looking for.
Comedy.
Comedy? Humor. Humor is a big one.
Big, yeah. Humor's big.
That is a big one.
Sunshine.
Sunshine for sure.
I'm sorry, all you Pittsburgh people.
Yeah.
I'm a Pittsburgh person,
It's huge.
but I'm telling you what, there are people that don't live like this.
No, there's it's amazing once you get into the
And it's a shame because people say, what do you want to do? Just move? Like, you can't just move. Which you're right, you can't.
Sure
you
you
can. You can make the choice to move.
absolutely.
But then what? Pittsburgh's going to have nobody living in it anymore. It's a great city,
It's
though.
not that bad. It's
a great city.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of gray days.
Yeah, I wish we had more sunshine.
There's a lot of.
I do too. If we had more sunshine, this would be the perfect place to live.
absolutely.
Yeah, because I love
I
the
think
Four
the people
Seasons.
are
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
People, wonderful. Four Seasons are fabulous. Winter, I like
can
a
pass.
good
And I can't even
snow.
take
I
winter.
like one snow, one blizzard a year. I love it. And then I'm done
And it's
with
just the
it.
no sunshine bit.
Gentleman at the gym that I go to, he's from Erie, and his wife keeps saying she wants a blizzard,
Okay.
and I've told him go to Dairy Queen.
I do like one big snow. It shuts it down, right? It shuts down.
Go to Dairy Queen. You want a blizzard? Go to Dairy Queen. Everybody, we hope you had a good night tonight. Great. What's Cooking with Shannon? What was it again? Tell us what this
Oh
was.
my gosh, you keep making me, I don't remember the name.
Say it again.
Lemon, pesto, Alfredo, healthy version. How about that?
How about
Excellent.
Shannon's lemon pesto?
Well, but it's not a pesto.
What is it?
A pesto is the basil, the nuts, and the olive oil.
So what is this? Just basil?
Shannon's nutless pesto.
Yeah.
Nutless, oilless.
Well, you used oil though. You used
Nope.
no oil
No
in the
oil.
pesto.
It's just
So-
Greek yogurt.
So Shannon's lemon Greek yogurt pesto.
Alfredo.
Nutless.
That's probably why you can't find it online. 'Cause
It
it's
was
too
so
long.
good. And then the tacos was great. How you say it?
Tacos.
Tacos was great.
Tomatoes and feta.
Yeah, tomatoes, feta,
And
olive
bread.
oil,
And what?
right?
Bread.
Oh, and
Oh, bread.
bread. And
Yep.
old bread, yes.
Crusty
Very
bread.
good. Very
Yes.
good.
And what was the what did you use from the olive top?
The herb, Tuscan herb.
Tuscan herb
Tuscan herb and fig habanero.
and fig habanero. And we still have not found the secret to happiness from within. We're still on the tour. So hopefully we're going to figure this out. I'd like to be able to say, this is the way to be happy. Hands down.
Hopefully we got some time to do that.
Well, when we meet
Hopefully we
many,
do.
many years.
of searching,
Yes.
well, when we meet you and you tell us why you're happy, we'll start taking the characteristics of all of us. Because you're happy,
I'm happy.
you're happy,
I'd like to think so.
yeah, I'm happy. And we can find more like us. We can take all the characteristics and then say, this is how we become happy.
Happiness makes the world go round.
Happiness makes the world go round. But I really do believe it is a choice. And I believe it's always having that drive to do something. You're never complacent.
Yeah, you gotta keep moving.
And you were saying, what was yours? Oh,
I forget what that is.
if you spread happiness,
Oh, yeah.
you'll be happy.
Yeah.
Being a
Just try to be a
decent
human
person.
being.
Yeah.
You know, just try to be a decent human being and be happy.
So that's the first three right now we have. We have three characteristics. All right, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks for joining us for dinner.
Thank you.
Yes.
That was cool.